Hi there, I'm Andrew Nuttall from Cambridge Partners, and for the last 30 years or so I've been helping people think about and plan for another phase of life when they don't want to work as much. So it might sound like a big thing to talk about, but I thought this diagram, this little discussion will help simplify things for you, and many clients have found this really helpful. So here goes. Well, first of all, what we need to do is to develop what we call your lifetime cash flow model. So we've got a variable here. We need to know what your age is, of course, and then we need to start thinking about what assets have you got now available that could become part of providing an income in retirement for you. Then we've got another variable, number 2, is that how much surplus income have you got available to save and accumulate. So over time your investment should rise like this. And then we've got a very important variable: at what age do you want to be in a position where you can choose whether or not to go to work? All right, now for some people that might be 65. It seems to be a magic number in New Zealand, but for many others they're thinking about a longer date, because there's also non-financial aspects of work, the sense of achievement, sense of purpose, collegiality, social aspects. All right, but more of that perhaps a bit later. Then we've got a fourth variable, is to start thinking about how much income are we going to need at this phase of life when we're not working so much. Now it might be more in the early stages of retirement, if you like, than in the later ones. All right, but as time goes by, most people are prepared to use some of their income, or some of their assets, to help fund their retirement. A fifth variable, of course, is how long do we need to keep these cash flows going for? In other words, how long are you going to live for? Now, if you start that you realise that you're running out too soon, well, maybe you shouldn't live as long. Anyway, we've got some other solutions to that. A sixth variable, which is the one that's a little bit more subtle when a lot of people find trouble with, is then what earning rate do we need to target on our investments? All right, and it might be that we can be prepared to put up with more volatility, more risk at this phase of life than perhaps in this one, but we do need to ascertain, we need to start to develop a strategy that is going to produce the sufficient return for us to help achieve these goals. All right, so a little bit of a trade-off, as my dad told me years ago: the higher the interest you eat well, then the lower the interest you sleep well. But there's always got to be this conundrum between fear and greed. So look, I hope that little model helps you to get a bit of a feel. Start thinking about these different variables, and I'm sure that you'll benefit from that in the years to come.